1,150 crore rupees of business inquiries generated. 1,150 crore rupees. And this is also documented. This is not a figure from the air. This is documented. Just very quickly to read some of them. A building material company from Canada gave an order of 60 lakh rupees to a Goan company for building material. The wooden house, I will encourage all of you to go and see the wooden house which is outside there. And what a wonderful, everybody gave amazing response. They got an order for 3 houses. The vertical axis wind turbine, you should go and see. It is a patented product. It is a patented product of Goa. They got business from Nepal and USA. Arman's Industries is here. Arman, who is also in the Vibrant Goa Foundation trustee. He got a business from Oman for 10 crore rupees. And another one just 2 hours back. 2 hours back, he signed another contract with the Vietnamese companies, which he says will lead to another 10 crore rupees of business in a year. Then, thank you. Then from Oman, one auto training institute has taken 10 of our buddies at their own cost. They have offered them to give auto engineering training in Oman at the cost of this group. Then from USA, one education institution has started a joint program initiative. A company from Kuwait has placed orders for 22 lakhs to a cashew company in Goa. And all of these, let me remind you, this is very important. All of these which I am naming are all first-time exporters. They have never exported before. And I think this is one of the biggest success stories.
And I think this is one government in New Delhi, the central government, and the state government in Goa, both working. And since I'm also the railway minister, I'll use an analogy from the railways. Both working as a double engine, running and powering the train of progress so that we can see faster progress, faster growth. And Prime Minister Modi, as a leader of the nation, truly wishes to see Goa as an empowered Goa, as an engine which will drive the growth of the country, the industrialization, and more particularly, the growth in tourism of the country, for which Goa is most eminently suitable. And I wish the state of Goa and the people of Goa well. And I'm delighted that you have chosen to host the Vibrant Goa program right at the cusp of the tourist season. In fact, the flight was completely full. So I can almost see the rush of tourists coming here. And I'm sure this year is going to be a phenomenally good year for tourists. Soon after, Mr. Godino has very successfully piloted the reduction of GST on 5-star hotels from 28% to 18%. Something which he fought for even with me when I was holding temporary charge of finance. I remember the GST Council meeting on 4th of July last year, where Godino stood like a rock fighting for Goa and the tourism industry in Goa. But I'm glad that while at that time I could only go half the way, I think we had reduced it for hotel rooms up to 7,000 rupees, 7,500. But he has successfully now brought to Goa 18% GST on all hotels. And I'm sure this will augur well, both for the growth of the hotel industry and for better and better tourist footfalls into the country. In fact, another coincidence, Pramodji, you will recall, my last visit to Goa was also on Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee's birth anniversary on 6th of July earlier this year. So in some sense, I feel blessed that I have been able to connect with Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee and with Goa, my favorite tourist destination. In fact, Prime Minister Modi often speaks about the role of all the states in making India a superpower, in making India truly a country which is respected all over the world and reaches its true potential. And if I may quote Prime Minister Modi, we speak of cooperative federalism, but also of competitive federalism, where states would excel by competing with each other for investments and jobs. And in that sense, the Vibrant Goa Summit, the global expo that we are holding here in Panjim today and for the last 3 days is truly the beginning of Goa's advent into that spirit of competitive federalism, where Goa will compete with the rest of the country to attract investment, to attract more and more people to come and engage with Goa, to do business with Goa, to bring jobs to Goa, to expand the economic activity, and truly make Goa the finest place to be in the country, entire country today. In fact, already Goa's per capita income is nearly 3.5 times the national average. We have a $6,000 to $7,000 per capita income in Goa, which is much higher than the rest of the country. Even in exports, a domain which I handle, the per capita exports of Goa in 2018 were $1,340, which is the highest amongst the country's various states. We have a small population, a compact 15 lakh, 1.5 million population. It's also one of the smallest states, but a state rich in culture, rich in heritage, rich in the flora and fauna that we have here, rich in the lovely beaches, the beautiful sands of Goa, rich in the serene atmosphere, rich in infrastructure, roadways, trains connecting you to different parts of the country, airport, seaport, in every sense, an ideal investment destination. And to my mind, if all of us were to put our heads together to identify the main areas in which investment will be most profitable, both for the people of Goa and for the economy of Goa and the national economic activity, I am sure we can make rapid growth happen by right. The GDP of Goa is already growing at nearly 14%, one of the highest in the country. And I'm sure the great effort that the government led by Dr. Pramod Sawant is doing in Goa. Today we were discussing about his different initiatives to bring skilled manpower into the state. The work that he's done for a single window under the Investment Promotion Board, which assures that in 30 days, all approvals, all permissions are given to any new investment, which handholds new people, new industry, new businesses which want to come and work in India. And I think there are certain areas where you have a natural advantage. Of course, tourism is undoubtedly one of the best possibilities for the state of Goa. I am given to understand nearly 6 million tourists already come to Goa. But to my mind, the beauty that Goa has to offer, and if we can expand some projects by which tourists have a higher activity level, maybe we can engage with Australia and New Zealand to bring some sea sports and more modern sea facilities into the state. Maybe we can look at loosening or improving the possible infrastructure in terms of better connectivity to some more remote areas. Maybe we could even look at some high-end tourists getting a helicopter service which can take them to down south or up north very quickly, so they get out of the plane at the airport and a quick ride in 7, 8, 10 minutes takes them to South Goa or North Goa, right up to their hotel. We have hotels with large land where we can have helipads set up. I don't know what are the possibilities, but I can assure all of you that we will give full support from the central government. We will help to resolve any issues that you may have with the government so that we can truly create an empowered infrastructure to promote tourism in the state. I would also urge you to look at some special packages for new hotel infrastructure to come in. I remember Mr. Parikar had once introduced a scheme due to which tourism got a big boost and air traffic got a big boost. I think, Pramodji, you may recall, Manohar had, I think, either eliminated or reduced the tax on aviation fuel very significantly for all additional flights that was started to the Goa airport. So I remember from Mumbai we had 2 or 3 flights in a day. But after Manohar removed the GST or the then local sales tax, GST पे तो अभी आया नहीं है, but when he removed the local sales tax on aviation turbine fuel, ATF, in Goa, for all additional flights beyond what was already coming, there was a huge increase in the air traffic. And we saw tourists making a beeline to come to Goa. Even today, I think charters come from all over the world. When we were in Russia and you were a part of my delegation to Vladivostok, I think the biggest excitement they had was about the tourists coming to Goa, and full plane loads of tourists coming to Goa, having a fun time. I just saw the Sunburn Festival. We could have much more festivals like that. Different parts of Goa could have festivals. We could bring different bands or different groups from other parts of the world, from within India, to come and showcase their rich culture, their rich tradition, and actually make Goa, or let's say the Goa festivals, something like Woodstock used to be once upon a time when we were youngsters. The Woodstock Music Festival used to be a place where lakhs of people would converge. I'm told probably 1 million people would converge at one music festival. So we should aim big. Film shooting is another area where I think we should have a single window and encourage people to come and shoot here. Why should they be required to go to other parts of the world for shooting in the sea or shooting on clean sands? We should be able to provide those facilities along with security. Abroad, one advantage they have is people don't pester them. Here the problem will be we all find them familiar and we don't even allow them to swim. We go and want to shake hands even when they are resting or swimming. So that problem we will have to take care. But if we can do that, film shooting can be a huge driver of economic activity, jobs, encourage the hospitality industry, as well as bring revenue to the state. And I'm sure that will give you a free publicity all over the world. So that could be one area we could look at. I think you've done very well in terms of pharma and IT sector, considering the beautiful environment that you have to offer. And we can make a greater push for pharma and IT sector over here. Minerals is a sector which I think we should work together along with the judiciary to find an early resolution to the problem. Both governments in Delhi and government in Panjim are very keen to resolve the mineral issue, and we have been working towards finding a solution. And I do hope we can in the near future quickly resolve this problem so that the mojo, the large economic activity that mineral used to provide to Goa can come back very quickly. I also believe that there's a lot of scope for deep sea fishing. The beautiful coast that you have has a large population of fishermen. Can we think how we can encourage cooperatives of these fishermen without affecting their current business? They can continue to do the fishing which they're already doing on their barges. But can we create cooperatives of the same fishermen where the youngsters amongst them who may not want to do the traditional fishing on small barges can all run these large trawlers or large fishing vessels, go into the ocean where there is a free-for-all. Unfortunately, large trawlers or large vessels from other countries are coming to India and taking away our fishing wealth or our blue economy from India. Can we consider Goa as a small state? We can actually have all our fishermen be a part of one or the other such cooperative and have professional management. Don't let this become a political slugfest. Have professional management run it. Have the business regulated independently and honestly, but allow them to go into the deep sea, create a backup cold storage and transportation facility, and you have a good seaport, you have a good airport, you have good roads, you have good rail connectivity. You can actually become a powerhouse of economic activity on the strength of fishing alone. That is the strength that Goa has to offer. Startups is another area where I'm delighted that the government of Goa is giving a lot of boost to encourage our young boys and girls from Goa to innovate, to look at new startups, new ideas, new technologies, use artificial intelligence, use new concepts, and come up with ideas which will help to serve the entire nation and why not the entire world, and let Goa become a startup capital of the country also. I believe your vision, Startup Vision 2000, Startup Policy 2017 has talked of a vision to make Goa one of the most preferred destinations of India and to make Goa amongst the top 25 destinations in the world by 2025. I wish you well, and I'm sure the youngsters of Goa will do us proud and will successfully make Goa a world-class destination for startups. There's another area where I think we should seriously look how we can take Goa to the rest of the world. And that is the area of agri and fruits and vegetables. Because you have a port, because you have an airport, you're also setting up a new international airport. And frankly, I heard that the airport is under some litigation and it's gone to the court. I don't mind on this public platform to fold my hands and appeal to those NGOs and those few people who are coming in the path of development, who are not helping Goa grow, who are not helping the cause of the people of Goa by such litigation. I appeal to all of them. Think about the prosperity of your children in the future. Think about the prosperity of the people of India, the people of Goa. All over the world, they have modern airports, large infrastructure. But every time we try to do some good, every time we try to expand infrastructure, create more jobs, bring economic activity, attract more tourists, if one or the other NGO or a few people are going to go to courts and stall the development work, I think it is the worst form of obstructing justice for the poor of India, of providing them an opportunity for a better quality of life for the poor people. And I think it's high time that there is a mass movement of the people of India and the people of Goa to oppose these forces who are not allowing development to happen in Goa, who are not allowing good roads, who are not allowing good hotels, who are not allowing good airport, who are not allowing the expansion of the port. All of these will help Goa grow, will help Goa become a world-class destination, a world-class state, a world-class place which can actually make each one of the Goa's residents, the 15 lakh people of Goa, have a quality of life which is comparable to the best in the world. And I think the people of Goa should truly work along with the government and ensure that development comes to Goa, should intervene in such petitions in the court and request the court to allow development to come to Goa, to allow the progress, peace and prosperity of Goa. I am happy that there's been a lot of interest shown out of the first Vibrant Goa Summit. I know how difficult it is for a small state to attract large investments, to attract senior leaders, to attract business leaders to come to such events, particularly when there's competing priorities on time. But I think well begun is half done. And I'm confident that when this message goes to the rest of the people who have missed this opportunity, when this message goes to all those industrialists who could not come this time, to all those leaders who could not come this time, next time, Pramodji, there will be a beeline to be invited to Vibrant Goa 2nd edition. And I'm confident that this journey that you have begun to engage with industry, to engage with international companies, to engage with investors from across the globe will yield very rich results, will give you very fruitful outcomes. And I'm sure going forward the thrust that you have given to investment, to economic activity, to growth will help create a wonderful ecosystem which will empower the state to become an industrial state, to become a preferred tourist destination, to become a hub of economic activity, a hub of exports. And I think I will also, when I go back, see how a separate MPDA office in Goa can help for the export development of marine products from Goa and work for the dedicated growth of fisheries and the blue economy, which the Honorable Prime Minister is very particular about. I have ordered the railways to make many more Vista Domes so that every train that will come to Goa will have at least 1 or 2 Vista Dome coaches in which tourists can come, enjoy the monsoon, enjoy the rains, enjoy the scenic beauty on all sides, enjoy the hill ranges and the green flora and fauna, the rich flora and fauna that the entire coastline and this journey from Mumbai to Karmali has. And we'll try and expand these facilities of Vista Dome going forward. We are also electrifying the entire track so that pollution is not caused by any of the trains. And all the trains that come on this route will be run on electric traction. There will be no diesel used on this entire journey. I was very happy to see the coolers and the water bottles. And I'm delighted that as a state, Goa is engaged with Honorable Prime Minister's vision to become free of single-use plastic. And I compliment you on your initiative. And I hope all the tourists and all of us who come from outside the state will live up to your expectations, will not let you down. And I do hope in a non-confrontational manner, in a very friendly manner, the typical Goa hospitality, we will encourage tourists to follow this rule and ensure that Goa becomes free of plastic. It will be a great delight to see the beaches of Goa without any plastic, to see the roads of Goa without any Lays and Maggie empty bags on the side of the road. And I hope your administration will be able to clean up the past mess and ensure that nobody does that in the future, so that once and for all, Goa becomes one of the cleanest places in the country.
I got a golden opportunity to spend a time with you all, and have some important meetings which discussed the economic development of the state and also the prospects, and we have the other states and countries. It was a pleasure to interact with a lot of vendors and would like to proudly state that the Goa is going to be full steam ahead in coming up with the innovative products. In my interaction with the delegates, I was happy to note that many of them should have a keen interest in doing the business in Goa. Now the responsibility is ours. The 17 MOU has signed during the event, and independent that we are building the new relationship, and I am hopeful that we will help in achieving our goal of New India with the huge investment they are doing. Our hospitality is not something to read about or to hear an eloquent speeches, but it is to experience by spending a time with the wonderful people of Goa. One of our biggest strengths is helping attitude and our ability to work hard and work smart. Goa is a state with a high literacy rate, as well as the state with the highest per capita income. Our focus sector, including the education, IT, entertainment, agro and food processing, pharma, healthcare and biotechnology, tourism, wellness, shipbuilding, besides mining. I must also mention that our Marmagua Harbour is one of the oldest port, of which the west coast of the India is having a total operations of 250 acres. The port handles the local and international maritime cargo traffic. We have made assurance to you that approval made for the IPB we cleared within 30 days. It was encouraging to see that excellent response and footfall at IT stall and sessions. The startup policy will encourage the startup and will give them the incentives specified. The considerable progress in moving the infrastructure, beside building bridges and road, our focus is also on power, transportation, water and sanitation, besides garbage management. The state government is enabling the infrastructure, state-of-the-art facilities, including the fully equipped, the plug-and-play innovations and incubation centers with high-speed internet connectivity and shared the IT infrastructure. The Goa has been ranked 3rd place on the India innovation list of the smallest state released by Niti Aayog. However, we have the top in the list of enable and innovations. And we have also been ranked top on the knowledge of workers criteria as well as the business environment. Goa is indeed going through the interesting phase of development. However, we have sensitized our various departments and work even harder to increase our rank in ease of doing the business index. Our vision is to preserve the Goa's natural beauty at all costs and conserve the biodiversity, embrace the responsible mining and develop the tourism sites. The goal of sustainable development will need to fulfill to meet the aspiration of the people of our state. To achieve this, my government will work closely with the business associations such as Goa Chamber of Commerce, Travel and Tourism Association of the Goa, Goa Pharmaceutical Manufacturer Association and others. We have to bring about an awareness on the central government scheme in areas such as food processing, textile, and especially on MSME to provide the businessmen necessary guidelines wherever required. I request the Vibrant Goa Foundation and their partner association to ensure that they work together to achieve the objective of this summit. Together we will make this happen. I got the glimpses of how the BNI is helping the entrepreneurs in increasing their business when I attended the meeting in Goa 3 years back. During my meeting with the chairman, Mr. Graham, and the global market president, Mr. Mahesh Srinivas, I understood how BNI is changing the way the world does the businesses. I thank Mr. Rajkumar for initiating the Vibrant Goa event. Once again, I appreciate the Vibrant Goa Foundation, its trustees for organizing committee, the student buddies, and everyone who has contributed towards the success of program. We have sincerely thanked all our Indian and international delegates for giving us an opportunity to showcase the products, our innovations, our talent, and our Goa to all of you. I do hope you have enjoyed your time here in Goa. We look forward to welcome you with your family and hope you will give another opportunity to extend the hospitality in near future. Once again, I thank you one and all and have a safe journey. Thank you. Jai Hind, Jai Gomantak, Jai Bharat.